welcome to Treasury Notes, a show dedicated to the latest news and information from the Office of West Virginia State Treasurer John Perdue. I'm your host, Gina Joynes. In 2011, the Treasurer's Office reached out to thousands of West Virginians through various programs and initiatives. Successes of the office range from the solid finances of the state to the new opportunities for West Virginia children to learn about better money management. Coming up on today's show, we'll sit down with Treasurer Perdue to talk about the many accomplishments of 2011. Plus, we'll also talk about the future of our state and take a look at what's to come as we settle into 2012. Before we welcome our guest today, we want to talk more about one of the Treasurer's most successful programs, unclaimed property. Earlier this year, ABC's Good Morning America featured Treasurer Perdue and West Virginia's Unclaimed Property Division on its series, Show Me the Money. In May, the television crew joined the Treasurer to present a check for more than $14,000 to Vicky Shaluta of St. Albans. Since then, ABC has returned thousands of dollars in unclaimed money to people around the state. And in December, the show made a return trip to West Virginia. Good Morning America joined Treasurer Perdue as he made dreams come true for a mother and daughter in Kanawha County. Treasurer Perdue and Good Morning America consumer correspondent Elizabeth Leamy showed up early one morning at the home of Melissa and Teresa Sisko. Treasury Notes reporter Kim Ward has more.
Hi, John Perdue, the State Treasurer. Pleasure to meet you.
West Virginia State Treasurer John Perdue and ABC's Good Morning America teamed up to surprise Teresa Sisko with an unclaimed property check from the state.
Teresa, on behalf of the state of West Virginia, I'd like to present you with some unclaimed property we found for you, $1,051.93.
Teresa discovered she had unclaimed property when her name appeared in a recent newspaper insert from the state treasurer's office. But on this day, Teresa wasn't the only one to be surprised. Treasurer Perdue brought along a second check for Teresa's mother, Melissa.
Just to make it fun, we're going to string you along for a minute, okay? So let's see what this digit says. One. Well, we're going to come on this way for $1, right? Okay.
No, 18.
Okay, well, actually, this is 81 cents. I see a dot there. Okay, well, we're going to give you a lot more than 81 cents, I have a feeling. $4.81. Woohoo! You're getting at least $4.81. $24.81. Ooh, can't wait to see what this next digit is. $124.81.
That's pretty good for Christmas.
Christmas money. Okay, now we're getting to a serious digit, right? $5,124.81. There's another piece of paper. $15,124.81.
Melissa and Teresa are longtime educators. Melissa is a retired principal, and Teresa is a physical education teacher at a Kanawha County elementary school. Both mother and daughter say they're thankful Treasurer Perdue and Good Morning America showed up at their doorstep, and they're truly excited to cash in on this missing money.
$15,124.81, Melissa. What do you think about it?
Reporting for Treasury Notes, I'm Kim Ward.
Very exciting stuff there. So want to see more of our visit with Melissa and Teresa? On the next edition of Treasury Notes, we'll share the complete story as it aired on ABC's Good Morning America. Just like Melissa and Teresa, we could be holding unclaimed property that belongs to you. It is easy to find out. All you have to do is log on to wvtreasury.com and do a free search. The Unclaimed Property Division of the State Treasurer's Office is just one of the Treasurer's many success stories over the year of 2011. Treasurer Perdue joins me now today to talk more about some of the accomplishments of the past year. Thank you so much for being here today, Treasurer.
It's great to be here. Great to be here.
Well, of course, 2011 was a big year for you and the Treasurer's office. Obviously, we just saw the unclaimed property presentation you did with Good Morning America, and it wasn't just once, twice they came here to West Virginia to honor our unclaimed property program and help you present checks. What was that like to go through that experience?
Well, first of all, it's exciting. It's exciting for the state of West Virginia to be focused by ABC News to come and try to focus on our unclaimed property, which I'm very proud of. I'm very proud of that we've returned over $100 million to people in this state since I became state treasurer. And you know, the good part about it is, the exciting part about it in this job is being able to show up like at the doorsteps there at 6:30 in the morning to give away $15,000 to Melissa and over $1,000 to Teresa, her daughter. And you know, it's an exciting time for the Treasurer's Office. It's an exciting time for our staff, and Unclaimed Property has done a marvelous job. We're national rated as one of the best in the country, and I think that's why we get the national attention, because we're one of the best in the country of returning unclaimed property to our loved ones in West Virginia, and I'm very proud of that.
ABC's Good Morning America has returned thousands of dollars over the course of this series that they call Show Me the Money. But what I didn't mention earlier is that we actually were the first state they came to. We helped kick off that program.
Yes, we kicked that program off, and I think that's why they came back. And you know, and every time that we've done this, it helps our unclaimed property division. More and more people hit our site to find unclaimed property, so it helps us in returning unclaimed property to our citizens, our state. And you know, you never know what's out there. It's free to go look. You never know what's falling through the cracks. You never know when you're going to find your grandmother or grandfather or your mother or father or someone like that that's left unclaimed property that you don't even know about.
I want to talk a little bit more about unclaimed property in just a bit, but first, unclaimed property wasn't the only program that really did well in 2011. Before we continue our discussion, Treasurer, let's take a look back at the year and see some of the other accomplishments. Here's Kim Ward with the State of the Treasury Year in Review.
State Treasurer John Perdue continued his quest this year to educate West Virginians about managing their finances and planning for the future. In January, the 4th annual When I Grow Up contest kicked off statewide. This annual essay contest gives elementary students a chance to win up to $5,000 in the form of a Smart 529 college savings account. This year marked the highest number of participants in contest history. In fact, the number of children submitting essays doubled from the previous year, with all 55 counties in West Virginia represented. For the first time this year, teachers also had the opportunity to compete for a $2,500 cash prize by writing a short essay about how they will use Smart 529 lesson plans to help encourage their students to go to college.
I tell all of them that you are destined for greatness, and when you graduate from college, I want to hear about it.
Awards for the essay contest were handed out in May at an event at the State Culture Center in Charleston. The Treasurer's Net Worth program, designed to teach financial responsibility in the classroom, continued to educate children throughout the state this year. One of the most popular tools in the Net Worth initiative is Get a Life, a fun interactive budget simulation that teaches life lessons about finances from the safety of the classroom. Get a Life events were held in dozens of schools around the state this year. Other programs under the direction of the State Treasurer's Office showed huge increases this year. West Virginia Retirement Plus, the Public Employees 457 Deferred Compensation Plan, has officially doubled in size since Treasurer Perdue's office took over the program 5 years ago. In 2006, there were around 5,000 people enrolled in the plan. This year, the number of participants grew to more than 11,000. The Supplemental Retirement Program now boasts assets of nearly $115 million. In college savings news, Smart 529, the state's official college savings plan, continues to grow as West Virginians plan for their children's future. The Smart 529 is now a $1.5 billion college savings program. The Treasurer's Office spread the word about Smart 529 at the state fair this summer. While staff talked to parents about the benefits of Smart 529, kids tried their luck at the Catch Your College Savings Duck Pond. This fall, Treasurer Perdue announced a new program to help West Virginians boost their college savings even more. A Smart Savings Match grant is now available for new account holders. The grant gives a dollar-for-dollar match up to $500 per year for those who qualify.
It means for every dollar you put in of George Washington, you're going to get another dollar back in a match fund.
The State Treasurer's Office also made huge advancements this year with its Unclaimed Property Division. West Virginia is one of the nation's leaders when it comes to reuniting unclaimed property with its rightful owners. In fact, West Virginia's Unclaimed Property program is so successful it gained national media attention this year. ABC's Good Morning America teamed up with Treasurer Perdue to present an unclaimed property check to kick off their Show Me the Money series.
We tagged along with the West Virginia Treasurer's Office as they performed their version of the Prize Patrol.
Each year, the State Treasurer's Office returns hundreds of thousands of dollars in unclaimed property to West Virginia businesses and individuals. One of the largest check recipients of the year was Frank Imperial. This Mercer County man joined the six-figure club with an unclaimed property check for more than $169,000. In years past, the Treasurer's Office would hold periodic auctions around the state to sell unclaimed property from old safe deposit boxes. In an effort to make the auctions more accessible, the Treasurer launched a series of online auctions for unclaimed property this year. The Treasurer's Office also embraced technology with a new imaging system for unclaimed property. It's part of Treasurer Perdue's efforts to help the office run more efficiently and eventually eliminate paper records. For the fourth year in a row, Standard & Poor's reaffirmed a AAA rating for Board of Treasury Investments money market pools. The board also reduced fees to shareholders and held several certificate of deposit online auctions. Treasurer Perdue's long-running Women in Money conference series returned to Wheeling this year, with veteran speaker Dee Lee once again entertaining and informing the crowd. While there are many accomplishments to be proud of in 2011, Treasurer Perdue is looking forward to continued success next year. Reporting for Treasury Notes, I'm Kim Ward.
As you can see, quite a lot going on in 2011. So Treasurer, after watching that, what do you think some of your biggest accomplishments are from the past year? Obviously, like I said, a lot going on throughout the year, quite a bit of activities that we had going on in different parts of the state as well.
Well, you know, the biggest accomplishment is that technology still is playing a major role in changing the focus of the Treasurer's Office. And the staff, what they have done, getting out, working with the people of West Virginia, whether it was with the Women of Money conferences, whether it's with unclaimed property, whether it's with the 457 plan, as you saw things doubling, increasing. The marketing of our programs, which are people-oriented programs, says a lot about the Treasurer's Office. And, you know, I'm proud of those things. I'm proud of what we've accomplished. I think we have a lot more that we can accomplish, but the most important thing is that we're getting results from what we're doing in marketing programs in West Virginia. The 529 plan, one of the best in the country, $1.5 billion program, more and more kids participating in that program. The 457 plan, the supplemental program, doubled in the last year. Our net worth program, which I'm so proud of, because we're educating kids to understand what their parents are doing in paying a house payment, a car payment, the expenses they have to get with every month to pay those bills. Now the kids get to see how that is done and experience that themselves. And it's a hands-on approach to education, and it's making a huge, huge difference.
Let's keep talking about unclaimed property right now. It was obviously a big year for the program, and we are fortunate to give away some really large checks, some really large amounts. How does it make you feel when you give away that money? And a lot of these check presentations you try to do in person if you can.
Well, I try to do as many of those as possible as I travel West Virginia, because, you know, to see that person's face when you walk up to their door and hand them an unclaimed property check, they're just amazed that, first of all, that the treasurer will show up at their door and give them the check. And it's the personalizing that, it really brings joy to me, as joy to my office, and joy to the person that's receiving that money. And, you know, I call myself like the Egg McMahon of West Virginia. Yeah. And that's one of the good things about this job, is be able to pass out unclaimed property checks to individuals and see that expression on their faces is just amazing.
Of course, national attention is always really nice.
Oh,
when
yes.
ABC's Good Morning America comes to the state twice and accompanies you to give away an unclaimed property check. I know that's a really great feeling. But we've also made great strides when it comes to other things in our unclaimed property division, like check imaging and our online auctions that we now do. Talk a little bit about some of the behind the scenes things that happen with our unclaimed property division, like imaging checks.
Oh, absolutely. That's technology at its best, and we're second to none when it comes to technology in the Treasurer's office, because we are a bank, and so we have to stay on the cutting edge of technology. And so when it comes to unclaimed property, we're now imaging all those items in our imaging system. I think over 5 million items that we are doing now and continuing to grow in the Treasurer's office, and many of that is unclaimed property items, and it cuts down on paper, it cuts down on paper waste and taxpayers' waste in the Treasurer's office with technology, and it makes a huge difference. I'm very proud of what we've done in unclaimed property and technology, as well as in our other programs in the Treasurer's office as we've developed technology. And the online auction is another great example, is that it gives so many West Virginians now an opportunity to participate in those auctions online, which they would never have an opportunity to participate in and buy something from our unclaimed property division that we auction off, and that's nice to see too.
And take me back, because before we launched the online unclaimed property program, you were doing live auctions periodically, and many West Virginians may not know that their state treasurer is also an auctioneer. So you actually got up a lot of times at these live auctions and auctioned the stuff off. That has to be hard for you to kind of let go of that.
Well, you know, I enjoy doing those kind of things. I am an auctioneer by you know, that's kind of my hobby, but I love doing that for charity organizations, Boy Scouts, or, you know, different organizations trying to raise money, schools, PTAs, things like that. They're raising money. I go out and try to raise money for them, and I enjoy doing the unclaimed property auction, some of those items as well, as we travel the state to auction them off. But technology takes over. And we are doing very well and a lot better auctioning online items and getting a lot more money for those items, which goes into that person's recipient. If they ever claim that property or a loved one claims that property, they get the money. So, you know, technology changes everything, and that's great.
Right, and so they can get that money eventually. They can claim that money in place of that object. And when we talk about these objects that we're auctioning off, we're talking about safe deposit box items that are then turned over to the state after so many years of that safe deposit box being dormant. The banks then turn that property over to the state. A lot of different items we see when we talk about these safe deposit box items. Some of the biggest items, I guess, are coins and watches, jewelry.
Diamond rings and gold watches and old money that's out there that people save. You know, you just never know what's going to show up in a safe deposit box of unclaimed property where someone is saving something. It's something that they pass down maybe from one generation to the next generation. That's an antique collector type item. So we have a lot of unique things in our unclaimed property division.
And the one thing you mentioned is that when these auctions happen online, it really is farther reaching, because West Virginians from all over the state, they don't have to travel anymore to go to a physical auction. They can just do it from the comfort of their home, and these auctions are ongoing, so there's always new items available online.
Absolutely. We're trying to change them. I think about every 6 weeks we put a new item up, new items up to be auctioned off, and we keep them out there, keep people coming back to our website looking for those items, to bid on those items, and it gets a chance for a lot of West Virginians to participate in those auctions that they couldn't participate any other way, as I said. And that's the great part about it, because we're getting so internet oriented in the state of West Virginia. More and more people are getting in tune with the internet, which is making a huge difference in technology with the state as well as with the state treasurer's office.
Some great things happening when it comes to unclaimed property. Well, earlier in the video we talked about Smart 529 and the When I Grow Up essay contest. Of course, we're actually right now in the middle of launching our 5th annual When I Grow Up essay contest, which is very exciting for us. Let's talk a little bit about just how successful this contest has been. It's been such a great thing for all these students who participate.
Well, absolutely. You know, education changes everyone's life. I'm a perfect good example of that, and that's what we try to do with the 529 essay contest, where When We Grow Up contest gives kids the opportunity to participate in the essay contest and win money, $5,000 they can win. We have regional contests where they can win $500 or something like that, and so many kids now are starting to participate in that. Our teachers are starting to really participate in it. It's a great educational tool, and it's a great way to promote college savings to our parents and grandparents out there to save for their children's education.
Talking about college savings, and the Smart 529 also launched the Smart Savings Match program in 2011, which gives some parents the opportunity to add to their savings, so to speak. They get a matching grant if they qualify, and this is just another incentive to help West Virginians along, I guess.
Well, absolutely. It's another tool in the toolbox for the 529 plan. You know, it allows some parents out there to be able to get $1 for $1 on a match to participate in our match program. And, you know, we try to put new things out there to kind of get our West Virginians, citizens, to participate in our program to save for that college education. And that's very important to us. And the match program is just starting to take off. I think it'll get a lot better as well as we continue to move into 2012.
Of course, Net Worth, the financial education initiative, that's another positive program that's accomplishing great things in the Treasurer's office. Tell us how that program has evolved over the past few years.
Well, first of all, when Net Worth first started, we wanted to try to reach out to their children in West Virginia to try to educate them how to save money, to how to balance a checkbook, how to find out what the stock market's all about, what their parents are really facing and paying bills every day, whether it's a house payment, whether it's a car payment, whether it's the grocery bill, whether it's utilities, what it might be. It was a budget and how to live within that budget. And so we started reaching out and with a Net Worth program with the teachers of the state, which then they really bought into the program. We started implementing that into classrooms, teaching lesson plans that were already being taught. And we do on-hands program with them, and where we come out and we get the business community involved in the community, whether it's the car dealer, whether it's the real estate person, whether it's the insurance agent, whether it's the grocery store guy, whatever it might be. And they come out and they help participate, and we're all hands-on, and they get to see hands-on how their parents operate their budget. And I think it's making a huge difference in the future of West Virginia and preparing those kids for their future.
And you're specifically talking about the Get a Life portion
Yes.
of the Net Worth program, which is a budget simulation. And as you said, it's just been such an eye-opening experience for so many students who take part in this. I know it's a really exciting program, and it's just a part of what Net Worth is all about. There's a lot more to that program.
Well, it's a lot more to that program. You know, that's just a tip of the iceberg, to Get a Life program, but the rest of that program and being able to educate kids all the way from kindergarten all the way through high school with that program will play a huge difference in the economy of West Virginia and preparing our kids not only to go to college, but to go out in the real world and be able to operate and take care of a budget and understand what the traps are, and hopefully they won't fall into those traps.
So we have educating kids with the Net Worth program in the schools, but you also do a lot to educate adults about financial matters and money management. Talk a little bit about some of those initiatives.
Well, our financial literacy program that we really, with our Women of Money conferences we do with our adults, we're such a senior-oriented state. We want to get our seniors oriented to understand how to manage their money, how to take care of their money. And we do a lot of women and money conferences around the state, how to get out of credit card debt. We have so many young people in college and young, starting out in life, getting in credit card debt. We try to educate them how to not to let that happen, how to pay their bills, how to budget and take care of things. So we do a lot with adult education as well and financial education. And so that is a great cornerstone of the Treasurer's Office. I'm very proud of that because we are the financial institution of West Virginia and take care of the bank. And so it's important to let citizens know how to take care of their budget out there as well.
Why do you think so many people come out year after year to those conferences and just make them so successful?
Well, I think that it gets a chance for them to get re-educated because there's always something new in the market, the stock market, or is there something new out there, that new tool or something that they may be able to implement in their planning of their budget or their finances. So, you know, we have great participation, and that says a lot about the public speakers we have nationally to come in and speak on financial education.
Of course, Treasurer, you're here today to talk a little bit about some of the successes in 2011 and looking forward to 2012. When it comes to money management, retirement savings is one of the big topics. This year, the state's deferred compensation program, the 457, has doubled its size since you took over the plan back about 5 years ago when this office took control of that plan. Talk about how that program is moving forward.
Well, first of all, it's another great marketing tool that we do out in West Virginia. We have so many state employees, county, city, municipality employees out there that their retirement is not going to be able to take care of them down the road. So we have the 457 plan, a supplemental retirement plan that they can invest in and defer to when they retire. And it's a great program that we are managing in the Treasurer's Office. It's like a 401k that you have out in the private sector, and it gives a great opportunity for those employees to participate in the program, save a little nest egg that will be on top of their retirement that they're going to get, which will take care of them in their later years. And we're living longer and longer, as we know, in this society today. And so it's important that we save and prepare for those future years, and that's what we try to do with the 457 plan.
The nice thing with that deferred compensation plan is there are also resources attached to it. Of course, we work with ING to provide those resources, and people can get some guidance if they need it.
Well, absolutely. It's a national run program. ING runs our program like Hartford runs our 529 program. We have very professional people running those programs. We have a professional staff that tries to market and manage those programs, and I think it says a lot for West Virginia's future and what we've accomplished in the Treasurer's Office.
And of course, the Board of Treasury Investments. I don't want to leave this show without talking about the board. They're doing well with another triple AM rating, and even though there's been a lot of uncertainty in the marketplace, especially recently, it still seems to be going strong and moving forward.
Well, absolutely. We're not making a lot of money in the Treasurer's Office in short-term investments. The triple bond rating, though, is a symbol of how well we manage the money, how the professional staff we have managing that money, the people we have managing the money doing a great job with those programs and with the state's money, your money, the taxpayers' money. And so I'm very proud of that, to say we are triple bond rated. We're one of the best in the country. I think West Virginians realize how well we manage our budget of state government, how we're paying our bills on time, how we're taking care of their money, while other states are struggling out here to try to figure out how to take care of problems. West Virginia can say we are creating jobs and economic development, and we are managing their money, and we are moving forward in West Virginia, and I'm very proud of that as state treasurer to be part of that.
So looking forward to 2012 very quickly, why don't you just kind of sum up what you're reaching toward in 2012 for this office, and what you hope to accomplish?
Well, you know, I hope more technology. As we bring technology more and more to the Treasurer's Office, we'll get more online banking type thing, just like citizens are banking out here online every day, that we'll do a lot more online banking with them, whether it's with their DMV license or whether it's hunting license or whatever it may be. We'll do a lot more of that. Technology will play a major role in that. Education-wise, I would like to see our 529 plan continue to grow. We'll continue to market that strong, because I really believe believe that's what changes West Virginia's education, and educating our young people and getting them to go to higher education will change West Virginia's economically wise, and I think that is a very important program we'll continue to promote. And the unclaimed property as well. We'll continue to find people out there that's lost money. We continue to reach out and try to return that money. And the most important thing is I am so proud of the professionalism of my staff and what they have brought to the Treasurer's Office in changing the Treasurer's Office future, and I think we'll continue to change West Virginia as we move forward in the Treasurer's Office with technology, the most important thing.
Thank you so much, Treasurer. Of course, that's our show today, keeping you informed on the Library Television Network. I'm Gina Joynes with the Office of State Treasurer John Perdue.